Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Happy Valentine's Day. I mean, how is it already February 14th? I don't even know. I'm like, time is already flying in 2023. It's hard to even think we're we're a month and a half through 2023. It's going to be summer before we know it. It's at least, I'll be grateful for that a little bit just because it's been freezing and snowy, and I'm just kind of over winter at this point. Normally around February, I'm like, I could be done with this. I could be okay not having this anymore. Um, but yeah, so winter is, I love it for Christmas. Other than that, I would be bye. If I had a vacation home somewhere, or if I totally could become a snowbird and move down south during the summers. But I also know that the south has been having snow too. So I was in Florida and it was 60 degrees and I was freezing at night. So that was, either way, we all have good and bad days with weather. So life is 50-50, right? No matter where you live. So, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I want to talk about date nights. So, and this is in my experience, so you can take it or leave it, and you can kind of just take or leave parts, or you can take it all, or you can leave it all on the table. But I want to bring it in because I think my husband and I's relationship, or maybe it's your spouse and whatever, whoever it is, maybe you're not married and that's okay, your partner, um, your relationship is probably one of the most important you have on this planet. It's I think it's more important than the relationship that I have with my child because not as it's maybe this much, but sorry if it's maybe half an inch. If I were to explain it on the podcast portion, sorry. I'm getting used to this whole video thing and podcast and the audio, or the audio part. So, but I think that my husband and I's relationship is super important because at the end of the day, when my daughter leaves the house and she doesn't she goes off and lives her own life, I'm going to be stuck with my husband. And I am going to, I love him to death, but if we don't grow together, we're growing apart. And I think that these date nights allow us to do that. But first, I want to start off with saying that my husband and I's relationship is a little different than a lot of our friends and family. We have maybe one couple friend that is very similar to ours, but we've noticed that when we ask other people about their relationships, it is, and even my parents and my husband's parents, normally they hang out together at night and they spend time together, whether it's watching TV or anything else. But me and my husband do not hang out together some here now that we're living in my parents' basement right now, while our house is getting built, and we spend time in the same room just because my husband's computer is in the same room as the TV. But when we have our house, that is not going to be the case because I'll probably be upstairs in our bedroom, and then my husband's office is downstairs in his, it's going to be essentially a game room, but he calls it an office. So but yeah, so we're going to be very separated then. So we do a date night, one night a week, and we've been doing this for the last 2 years, and it's worked for us. And I really felt when because I think I had listened to a podcast and I was like, oh, I told him we should start doing a weekly date night. And just because we don't always, and I know feeling connected is just based on my thoughts, but sometimes my circumstance does help me to think more connecting thoughts. But so we decided 2 years ago that we were gonna do this, and it's worked for us. And we don't have to change our routine at night, like, not really, I mean, we just do it 1 night a week, so it's not like we're taking all our time away from our own time. We're able to still do that, but also, um, get to spend some time together. So, I also want to point or like, I guess, say that even if you are spending every night with your spouse and you are doing everything with them at night or even during the day or whatever it is, a weekly date night can sometimes mix that up. Like if you're in bed watching TV with your spouse, every night, you could be like, okay, we're just gonna mix it up and we're actually going to this date night. I'm gonna choose, we're gonna color together or we're gonna read or like, so it kind of mixes that up and allows you to connect in a different way and to grow and to like I said, if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. And the way that my husband and I do date nights are not always going out and spending money and having to get a babysitter for my daughter and going to a restaurant. It's can be going on like doing a date night at home while your child is sleeping or after they go to sleep. Or it could be that while they're like watching TV at night. It could really be anything that would work for you. And my husband and I do it after my daughter goes to bed. It isn't always when she's completely sleeping, but it's normally when she's doing her wind down at night and she's watching a little bit of her obsession right now is Bluey on Disney Plus, and she loves that. Like it's like 10-minute episodes. I don't know if your child watches it, but it's actually pretty funny. I find some amusement in it. So um but I also have heard of other people who want to get out of the house. So you could do it at home or you could do it out of the house. Like every week, they go out to eat and they want to go on a date night. Like that's cool too. Whatever works best in your situation. Like if you don't want to pay for a babysitter and you don't know many people that would be willing to babysit, then maybe just stay home. But if you want to go out, or maybe to go out once a month and then you stay at home the other 3 weeks or whatever it is, you can experiment with it, like experimenting what works best for you in your relationship. You have to find what is right for you because I can tell you everything in the world the way that we do it, and it just might not work. It might not work for your relationship, or maybe you don't even do like a date night. Maybe you do like a date week or something like that. Just get your maybe like ask yourself the question, what's best for my relationship and connecting with my spouse or my partner? So I want to kind of go into detail what works for us just in case you're interested. If not, you can leave this on the table. But so my husband and I alternate picking weeks. So I get to choose the day and what we're doing 1 week, and then he gets to do it the next week. And we each get one veto a month. So I don't like video games. So I say no to that. I'm not gonna, I'm not, I am not, or anime. I don't like that either. I'm not like, I just don't want to spend my time doing that. But we have done puzzles, we've done dancing, we've done built a fort, we've made food, we've made dessert, we've watched movies, we've cuddled on the couch, we've drawn together, we've um, colored together, we've done paint by numbers together, we've done a lot of things. And that's all just at home. Like the creativity that you can get while you're at home is so amazing. Like just look around at the things and maybe we can find like, oh, we've also exercised together. My husband hated that because he hates exercising, but I thought that was fun. But I love exercising. So if you haven't gotten that by now in the podcast, maybe you're the first time listener. So welcome. But I love exercising. It is fantastic to me. Um, But you could also get like, we did this one time where you get a book. I got my husband a book of date night ideas for Christmas. And so you just like cut up. Sometimes you can, it's either like a book where you just like choose, or you can cut them up and put them in a jar and then just randomly pick them. It's kind of fun. So then it's random. Um, or maybe you start a list of things that you want to try. Maybe you want to go like, "Ugh, I want to go top golfing so bad. Like it's so like, I don't know, it's just something that I want to do. And like we don't have, well, we have one about an hour from our house, but it's like I could totally like that's on my list to try. We could do it for date night because, or we could do it as a family date. Maybe you want to try family dates. Maybe that'll work for you and allow you to still connect with your child and then, but also be able to connect with your spouse. So, why do a date night, weekly date night? Even if you spend all the time in the world with your spouse or partner or whatever, if you allow yourself to do a weekly date night, it mixes things up. It gets you out of your normal. It allows you to do new things together. Like, um, my husband and I are not puzzlers, and we normally do not puzzle. So the one time we did a puzzle, I don't know. I'm like, I don't really like puzzling. I don't know. Like my brain just wanted to like it's like we should be done with this by now and we should be like my brain was not happy with me when we puzzled, um but we did it and we like accomplished it together. So that was a good goal and a good thing to do. But we grow together and um and we grew there together. We were able to figure it out. Also, you could do IKEA furniture as a date. That will definitely test your or maybe um, I guess you could say you make house decisions. We've done that on a date with building a house. We've been like, okay, we're gonna this date night this week. It's gonna be figuring out light fixtures, or maybe it's plumbing fixtures or whatever it is. That can be. I mean, you can really get creative with it. Um, but also, why maybe you want to do this is it fuels the thought of connection. And you can do this anytime, but sometimes the circumstances that we have may allow us to connect more, or to have those connecting the thoughts that create the feeling of connection. You also may learn new things about each other when you're actually talking to each other, not just watching TV every night. You like my husband and I have done questions. There's an app for questions. I'm not sure which one it is. I got rid of it, but also you get to have fun in your relationship. Like dating is the fun part of a relationship before you get into like the marriage and the kids and all the things, or if in my case one kid, but all the things that come with it. Like I really think dating is fun. So if you want to create your relationship to have more fun, I think this could be one way. So try and go on a date with your spouse if you have one. If not, maybe you take your child on a date. Maybe you take yourself on a date. Like that's amazing. Like I've thought about, and I haven't done it because I have cats and they destroy flowers. But I've thought about getting myself flowers just to show myself love. Like you can do that with a date or whatever it is. But I just invite you to love on some people this week and yourself. Like self-love is so important. And I hope you have a magical rest of your week. I love you guys. Bye. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at midwestmama of one, the number one, at gmail.com. Also, I want to invite you, if you are a mom of one, that you come to a mother yourself call where we will, just kind of talk about you and how you can take care of yourself and you can fill your own cup up so that way you can take care of others. Bye.